Hello everyone, it's Leona. Today I'd like to talk about my Todo. Last week I did a video and I explained all of the features about the Todo, the fact that it does letter pressing, die cuts, it's got a hot foil plate, but I didn't mention how good it is at embossing. So I'm going to show you how you can emboss with almost, in fact, any type of embossing folder. This one came with my Todo and this one is an A4. As you can see, they're two different thicknesses, so I'm going to show you how I use my Todo to emboss. The best thing about the Todo is you've got this dial, so that means you can emboss any thickness of any die or any embossing folder. Also, you can take out this plate. Once the Todo is on the other side, the rolling bit is on the other side, you can take out this plate. So I'm just going to show you how to do this. The other day I was watching Create and Craft TV, and my daughter saw the Todo on the TV. She goes, "Look mummy, look mummy, look mummy." I said, "What is it?" She goes, "Look." So when I looked at the TV, I said, "What is it?" She said, "You roll it and you roll it and you roll it." And I was like, oh, she knows my Todo. My older daughter knew what it was. As soon as she saw it, she was like, "It's a Todo." And I was like, yeah, they need to know from young. Anyway, so here we go. This is my C plate. When I first got my Todo, I was like so excited. I didn't read the instructions. Whenever you get a new machine, read the instructions so you know how to use it. I went crazy. I was so happy to get it. I just dived in, did something wrong with my plates, but the good thing about it is, even if your plates do get a bit, wobbly and they get the marks in them, it still works perfectly fine. So let's hear. This is how I do my thin embossing folder. You can do it in different ways because the plates, each one of the plates has got a different thickness, and because the roller, you can make the rollers underneath go higher or lower with this dial at the top. You can use any combination to fit any type of die or embossing folder. So how I do mine at the moment, I use my C wobbly plate. This one is for letter pressing. I use my thin embossing folder, so let's pop a bit of paper in there. And I'm going to use my B plate. So I pop my B plate on top, and then we're going to roll it, roll it. Okay. I love my Todo. As soon as I saw it, I said I've got to get this, because I always wanted a die cutting machine. I have my Cricut, and I'm going to make another video about my Cricut, because I had a lady who asked me what can the Cricut do. So I'm going to make another video after this. So there we go, that has embossed the pattern. So there we go. And I'm going to show you how I do my larger A4 embossing folder. So this is an A4 embossing folder. Now the thickness of this, I'm going to get my ruler. It is very thick. Can't live without your rulers in your craft space. It is 4 millimeters thick, so that is a very thick. So how I normally do it, I normally pop my embossing folder on. Let's pop the paper inside. As I said, I'm cheeky. I don't always, read my instructions, and really and truly you should, because that's how you can wreck your craft stuff. But this is how I do mine, and I think this is how I got this wobbly bit in my plate, because I just went straight, tried it. So I'm going to use a hard plate, or in fact I'm going to pop it underneath. So let's give it a go. And what you want to do is you're going to want to turn your dial down, no, up. And I'm going to give it a go. I've got the setting on 12. Before, when I did my first thin embossing folder with the C plate and the thin embossing folder, I had it on 6, but you can fiddle with it until you get to know what works best with your Todo. So note that is too high. So you go back. You can't change the dial once your roller is over what you're cutting or what you're embossing, so you have to bring it back. And then you give it a try again. And that feels too loose again, so you just bring it back. You just have to get to know how to use your Todo and how to use whatever you're using. Because yesterday I was doing die cuts and that is thin, I'm just doing a demonstration, so you really have to get to know how to use it. So I'm going to put this on 7, and then I'm going to give it another go. It feels like it's getting there, but it feels like it could be a bit tighter, so roll it back again. And a funny story, well not a funny story, but I found £30 last week. I don't know what it is with me with finding money, but I was on like a busy high road and I was walking, and then there was a cash point and it just had £30 in there. And there's a woman nearby and I said, "Is this your money?" She said, "No." And then I looked around and there was nobody, so I thought, okay, well, if nobody, you know. But I would always make sure if it was somebody's money, I always would give it back. But there was nobody there to claim it, so I thought I'd take it and make use of it. But yes, I do think when you're honest and you're a kind person, it always comes back to you. I remember when I was younger, and this guy, oh, here we go. So this is how I have embossed it. If you can see, I love that pattern, it's beautiful. And I chose this pattern for my wedding. So I was telling you my story. I was really young. I think I was about 17 or something like that. And there was this guy at the cash point and he pulled out this big wad of money. It was like massive. And then he walked away and I was like, excuse me, you've left your money. And he was like, "Oh, thank you so much." But yeah, so now you know how to emboss with your Todo machine. And yes, so I hope you enjoyed my video. If you have any questions, ask me. I shall get back to you. And now I'm going to make another video about my Cricut. And I'll see you later. Thank you for watching. Bye.